Hey, good evening, everybody. Dan here, Ultimate Boston Red Sox Collector page on Facebook and Hall of Fame collector. Today was a big mail day. So big that I really haven't even dove into most of it yet. I finally received my order from Burbank Sports Cards today. It had been about 2.5 weeks, which is really long for them. Um, all 2009 tops, all 2009 Red Sox cards. I haven't even opened the package yet. I've been anticipating this and wanting it for so long, so that I could get it marked off my want list and get it into my spreadsheet and get it into my binders. And I haven't even opened it yet. The reason for that is because I actually have another package that I didn't open today either. I believe it's an eBay auction of some serial numbered parallel cards and insert cards of three different players. I believe it was, I know Johnny Bench was one of them, and there was two other Hall of Famers. I had a total of about, it was probably around 40 cards, but most of them are inserts and serial numbered cards. So that was really cool. I got them really cheap. I think I paid $1.99 per lot. So I paid $6 and I probably get about 35 cards. So that was a nice pickup. I haven't even opened that box yet. The reason for that is I got and I talked about this in one of my other videos. I purchased a seller advertised it as 1,000 cards of Hall of Famers. And what it was essentially and I've only gone through essentially not even half of it yet. What it was is mostly cards from 2001 to 2006. A lot of Upper Deck sets, SP Legendary Cuts, Upper Deck Hall of Famers, Fleer Greats of the Game, um, Sweet Spot Classic, sets like that were high end sets, that featured mostly Hall of Famers in the sets. And I have, like I said, he sent them, and this actually flashed me back to about my teenage years, to my uncle, who had a large collection. He passed away almost 2 years ago now, and he had a huge collection of cards. And unfortunately, after he passed, I went over to my aunt's house and I told her that I would look through the collection. Those were his wishes, that he wanted me to look at it before she brought it to any dealer. Unfortunately, he kind of thought he had a gold mine in his collection, and unfortunately, the years that he's heavy in cards was from like 1989 to 1994, the junk wax era. He had tons of cards. He had the four major sports, mostly baseball, had some football, some basketball, some hockey. But unfortunately, when I went through them, there wasn't much of anything of value. And my aunt actually was a little disappointed because a lot of the boxes, he used to buy a 500 count box or an 800 count box full of cards from a dealer in a town, a couple towns over from us. And I wouldn't say that the guy cherry picked anything. There was plenty of stars in there. I found some Jeter rookies from '93 tops and '93. I want to say '93 Upper Deck. Didn't find any Jeter Upper Decks, but I found three or four tops. But as most of you know, it was really heavy in like 91 and 92 and 93 cards. And other than Jeter in 93, there really were no major rookies in 91 or 92 in any of the mainstream base non update style sets. You had Piazza that was a 92 Fleer update, which was considered a tougher set back then. 91, you had Chipper Jones, but I mean, those cards aren't really worth a whole lot. And he's just got tons of things like 92 Donruss, 92 Leaf, where there's really nothing in any of those boxes that would have been worth more than 50 cents. And I would open them up and see that they were all the same. They were labeled. He never touched anything, he just kept everything in there. And, one thing I remember, when I was a teenager, I had gone through a lot of his cards and put them in order for him. And he would actually let me take out the cards I needed for my sets. And at the time, I was set collecting, so I was able to get a bunch of cards from him. And he used to keep a lot of the cards in what he used to call cheese boxes. They were these long, when I say long, about yay long. It was a brown cardboard box that had a nice cover. They were really good quality boxes, and they were perfect for baseball cards and sports cards. And he used to keep a lot of those cards in there. And that's actually what my cards came in today, is boxes like that. And that was like flashing me back. to those days. So it was a kind of a flashback to a nice memory. My uncle had, when I went to look at everything, I would have to guess probably between 175 and 200,000 cards. And I told my aunt, I pulled out the stuff that was good. And one thing that he has that I remember that he had was an 87 88 Fleer basketball set with a really nice Jordan. And he had the sticker set as well. And I've seen that card ungraded going for a couple $100 and more on eBay right now, and high grade ones going over $1,000, I think I saw. So I had set that aside. She had an 89 score football factory set, had an 86 tops football set. But as far as baseball, the oldest set that he had was 81 tops. He had a bunch of 79 tops. He had a couple of unsearched factory sets that had some decent rookies in them, but I didn't touch them. And I pulled all that stuff aside and said, look, this stuff we could sell and make probably, $500 to $1,000 at the time. Now that's going to be a little higher now because of that, just because of that one basketball set. And I remember he had an album that had a bunch of Jordan cards in it too. Nothing great, with some insert cards and some base cards, but the way those are selling right now, you never know. And the baseball stuff, unfortunately, just so much repetition and junk wax. And a lot of the upper deck cards I remember, and ultra cards and things like that, when I was taking them out of the boxes to sort them, they were just all stuck together. He had them stored in boxes in his basement. And even though it was climate controlled, those cards with the glossy finish, you keep them in boxes for too long. They stick together after a while. So I don't know what her plans are to do with that collection. She was very disappointed by what I told her the valuation was, because I told her, I said, number one, you'd have a hard time selling all this because of the amount of, I hate to say junk, but junk stuff that was in there. He had told her before he passed that he seemed to think that the collection was worth a small fortune. And unfortunately, I never really got the chance to sit with him before he passed and explain to him that, look, while you have a lot of stuff, a quantity doesn't necessarily equate to quantity and value in this case. So anyway, that was the cheese box memory was a good memory for me, and it reminded me of my uncle's cards in his collection. So someday my aunt may just come to me and say, hey, if you want to get them out of my house, take them. None of her kids have any interest in them. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, it'd be a nice memory of my uncle, and we'll see what she decides to do in the next few years with those. So anyway, getting back to this lot, I have still two of these cheese boxes. The seller said it was 1,000 cards. I'm guessing it's probably closer to 1,300 to 1,400. And I paid, let me think back to what I paid. I think I paid $51 total with the shipping, and the shipping was around $20. Came in a large size priority mailbox today, and I'm super excited. Let me slide them over if I can here. Let me just turn this down a little. This is the pile so far that I have sorted through and actually entered onto Trading Card Database under my collection for Hall of Famers. So a very nice pile, and I still have two more cheese boxes to go, probably 700 to 800 more cards to go through. So I'm expecting to probably pull another couple of stacks out of there. Again, the seller didn't advertise it this way, but there were none of the major star Hall of Famers were in this lot. There was none of the major Yankees. There was no Babe Ruth. There was no Mantle. There was no DiMaggio. There was no Gehrig. I don't even think I've seen a Yogi Berra or a Phil Rizzuto. No Ted Williams. I've seen a couple of Yaz cards. No Ty Cobb. No Koufax. No Clemente. No Aaron. No Mays. I'm okay with that. I mean, when I break down to what I'm paying per card here, we're talking 2-3 cents a card is what I ended up paying for these. Actually, about a nickel a card. I can live with that all day long because, like I've said before, I hate to buy a lot of these lesser named Hall of Famers and pay 18 cents a card through Sport Lots, which is where I've been getting a lot of my other stuff. So I'm extremely happy. I'm so psyched about this. I'm going to go through some more after this video, pull aside some of the ones I don't have and enter them in. And then tomorrow, hopefully, I'll get to my Burbank Sports Cards package and that other package. I probably won't even open those tonight. So, really psyched. I'm just going to show some of the cards real quick because some of these are just really super nice. This is Sweet Spot Classic from, let me see, this is 2003. So, Willie McCovey. I just love the photography on some of these cards. They're just really nice to look at. And the great thing, too, is I've got already a ton of duplicates of Hall of Famers and guys that had great careers and fun careers, and I'm going to really beef up my inventory for trading, and possibly some care packages too. I've seen some videos of guys who collect teams, and players. So I'm going to try to put together some packages here soon for some people to send out. So this is a really nice card. And I know I said I wasn't going to collect non-players for the Hall of Fame, but when I get a lot like this, I am going to separate them. There was a lot of manager cards in here. A lot of Casey Stengel, a lot of Tommy Lasorda, some other guys as well, Sparky Anderson. I just love the looks of these cards. They're just really nice. This is just one example of a set. Sorry, that's my phone going off. My watched auctions on eBay ending in 14 minutes. So yeah, this is the Upper Deck 2001 Hall of Famers, Jimmy Fox, Red Sox. And another note, something I mentioned before too, that I was not going to include my Red Sox cards in this collection for the time being. Well, I've quickly changed my mind on that. I have a ton of Williams, Yaz, Bobby Doerr, Wade Boggs, some Eckersleys, some other guys who played for the Red Sox, and I'm going to include those. I still have to go through my duplicates, and that's another decision I've been kind of pining over the last few days about my Red Sox collection, where I've kind of expanded into this, and I have another new aspect of the Hall of Fame collection that I'll be showing off this week as they come in, and that's graded cards. I've been looking for really good deals on inexpensive high-grade cards. So I have several of those coming in this week of all Hall of Famers. So I've kind of made a conscious decision, and I'm 95% certain I'm going to try to unload my Red Sox duplicate collection. I'm not doing anything with this behind me. This is my baby still. But the duplicates are starting to pile up. And I'm really getting into the Hall of Fame thing, and I want to continue to grow my regular Red Sox collection. So the duplicates are just taking up a lot of space right now. I have a lot of good stuff tucked in those boxes. I don't separate anything anymore. I've got a couple albums of just Jim, the Hall of Famers that I just mentioned, Jim Rice being another one, Carlton Fisk. So I've got a couple of albums that are just stuffed full. I'm gonna do like I'm doing with everything else, one of each, and then I'll unload the rest. I really don't feel the need to keep those anymore. Like I said, I want to maybe, if there's other people out there who collect Hall of Famers, I'm gonna have a ton of duplication out of this, and they're really cool cards. I'd like to work some trades, and I'm gonna be requesting some addresses from some people if I can't find them anywhere on their channel to send out some care packages, because I really want to show that I am in this for the long haul, and that I want to work with other collectors and make some deals and get my name out there a little bit more. I'm up to 23 subscribers. I'm happy. I'm getting more subscribers. My videos, the last couple, haven't been that exciting, and I'm hoping this week I can post every night. It was just a long weekend, beautiful weather, was outside a lot during the day, was exhausted at night. Last night I was in bed by 8:30, didn't want to do a video last night. I'm going to save it for tomorrow. So that's what I've got for today, and I'm going to be back tomorrow. I will open up my Burbank order tomorrow, show off some of those cards, and that other lot that I received, and I'm sure I'm going to get some other stuff, and I'm hoping to get my first graded card in tomorrow, so I can show that off and talk a little bit more about that. So that's all I have for tonight. I hope everybody is staying safe, everybody is well, and I'm going to hit back to eBay here and see if I can close out some of these auctions that I'm watching or have bids on. Other than that, everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you again soon.